your mics when they start to talk. MFG and Napsta taking 2K to war. They're the machine, the cyber kings. Hear the crowd roar while they do their thing.
What's going on? Welcome back to WWE. I'm MFG. What's happening? Yo, I'm here with NapstaPotato. You like that nap? You see that?
Yo.
You see the bars? The bars were clean. What's going on, gang? We are back for a brand new thing on this channel. Again, don't expect these regularly, but they'll happen occasionally. But welcome to the very first episode of the MyFACTIon Podcast. Or, if you'd like to shorten it, MFP with Napster and MFG. Alright, episode 1. Me and Napster are going to be talking about this game mode in great detail, great depth, great length. Nap, we come up with this idea on stream earlier, right?
Yes, we did. We were chatting earlier while you were doing the first stream that you did today of the MFP grind. Who would have guessed you'd be doing a second MFP grind?
I know, right? I know. No, definitely not me, bro. Definitely not me. But folks, today we're going to be talking a lot just about everything in this mode, really. Our opinions on it, thoughts of it. Napster's got loads of opinions that I might not have heard, or I have heard, or forgotten about. Or Napster's got a very interesting viewpoint of this game because Napster also plays NBA 2K, Nap. Is that right?
I play NBA 2K, my team. I play 2K's other wrestling game, WWE Supercard. I play FC Ultimate Team, Madden Ultimate Team, College Football Ultimate Team. I'm a chronic gambler, also known as an Ultimate Team player.
A chronic gambler, otherwise known as an Ultimate Team player. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Well, again, the only real mode I play is like this. I have tried Supercard before. Can't get into it. I don't know why. I've tried many a times. It's not hitting me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I feel like I'm not actually playing the game, whereas this game I do, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not...
Supercard is entirely strategy, whereas this one's actually being able to control things.
So, I think for the intro of this, I think this podcast is inspired, because let's face it, there's a lot of problems with 2K25, bro, and a lot of problems with this game mode specifically. MyFACTIon, you know, I like the game mode, but I think there's a shit ton of problems with it, man. And I don't know, like, overall, I know we're going to get into it in depth, but this year so far, Napster, how have you felt about MyFACTIon?
Well, seeing as I stopped playing back in May, and my only exposure to it anymore is watching you play, I think that's pretty telling about how I feel about this game this year.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think
It was fun when they were active.
Yeah. When it first started out, MyFACTIon always starts out great because there's a lot of content from the get go. There's like 4 weeks of Weekly Towers. There's the whole of the world tour to get through. There's multiple things to do. There's always loads of live events for the first week when it's first out. It always feels like there's tons of content until you burn through it and then there's nothing. But let's talk about the first thing in this podcast is the challenges, bro. First, we'll have a discussion about daily challenges. In my opinion, this is one of the weakest parts of MyFACTIon, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know about you, Nap. 3 tokens when you need 120. Okay, I can get 6 today, right? But it's asking me to win 1 ranked play game for 3 tokens. And then 75 MFP, bro? 75 MFP for a challenge. Are they taking the piss? I could do a 14-second grinding match and earn nearly 600 MFP. What is that about, bro?
I'm gonna let you in a little secret. So 2K's favorite game that they have, NBA 2K, the dailies net you 5,000 of the in-game currency every day.
5,000, bro. 5,000.
You complete 3,000 coin tasks and you get 2,000 coins for completing them all every day.
And then in this game, you get You get a big fat fucking bunch of zeros, bro. Yeah, it's so painful. I mean, let's have a look at the intro challenges. Again, these are just, listen, you start the game when it first comes out. It's a nothing really. It's more of a tutorial on playing the game. Right, complete one live event, one world tour, a faction wars game, a ranked play game. Right, it's a very. I'm not gonna talk so much about the intro challenges. Who gives a shit, right? It's you do it once, you never do it again. It is what it is. What's your opinion on lifetime challenges? Obviously, if we have a look on screen right now, I have completed every single lifetime challenge bar, evolve 10 cards and play 25 quick play modes, because there's no reward to play quick play. I can't rank up. There's no reason to play it, so I just don't play it. But what's your thoughts on the lifetime challenges, man?
So again, this is another place where I think they just do way better in NBA 2K. Like, the lifetime challenges are the right move. There needs to be lifetime challenges. The rewards need to be better. And they need to have more challenges than just the daily and the lifetime.
I agree. Like weekly challenges?
So, one of the things I put in that doc that I sent you was about moments cards, right?
Uh-huh.
So let me send you a picture of a card. It's not going to mean anything to you for the card itself, but...
That's fine. While we're obviously talking about this, I am going to be on the MFP grind, just to give some background of visuals, you know.
So every week of the NBA season, right now at least, they are giving us something they're calling moments cards.
Okay.
And this is the most recent one. It's a lovely diamond.
Okay.
We're like 2 months into the NBA season, we're getting diamonds already. And you complete 4 out of 8 objectives in a list of objectives to obtain that card for free.
My man said for free, bro. For free, by the way. Wow.
For free. And it's something simple like, this player scored this many points. You need to score this many points with this player. You need to win this many games with a player from this team.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. It's so easy to adapt that for wrestling. Where it's just like, this person needs to do... You need to do this many reversals with a card of this superstar that's in the game. You need to win this many matches. Win a certain match type.
Yeah, uh-huh.
There are so many different ways you could adapt that. And then also, something I didn't put in the doc, the promo packs, right? The promo packs that we have, that we get, like, Toy Titans, like Legends, like stuff like that. Every promo in NBA 2K, there are challenges attached to that promo to help you earn further rewards.
Okay.
So, some promos, you can win a 10-pack box by completing all the challenges of just, not the deluxe, but the cheap version.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you just have to win a certain number of games with a card from this promo that you've pulled already, or you have to achieve a lifetime accomplishment of a wrestler in that promo. Like, you have to beat Shawn Michaels with Triple H in a Hell in a Cell, or you have to win a tag team match with Shawn Michaels as your partner against the Brothers of Destruction at the Crown Jewel Arena.
Yeah, like
there's some...
Sorry to interrupt. So say, like, to further on to your point, if they had, like, a system where you could click play and you could make your own match, like a 1v1, but you'd have to do it every time, so you couldn't necessarily grind it out because it would take too long to actually make it. But let's say I click play 1v1 and I could pick which wrestler I'm against, which stage, which kind of match mode, kind of.
Or the other part is, if you know you're going to have those in objectives, just have one somewhere in Weekly Towers. Have one somewhere in World Tour. Like, for the Crown Jewel Arena, it's not that difficult to add the Middle East as an area in the World Tour, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. But we'll be going into heavily World Tour, man. Definitely. That's a talking point, bro. That is a talking point. Again, I made a video today just absolutely scorching 2K. I think Napster was in the chat for that. I did not go easy on them. But I need to ask for permission before I use that video, because I have reacted to another content creator's content. Again, I'm not the guy that just doesn't ask for permission. But to go into what you said, So you could have like every time a pack comes out, you could have pack challenges in the packs tab, right? Where there's challenges that they could be lifetime, right? They just stay in the pack challenges tab, and you have to use certain cards in certain matches, and it'll be like another extension of the game to make people like. I don't like getting packs as it is, but in the same way, there's not enough reason for me to get packs other than live events, right?
Right.
Okay. I like that idea. I think that's a really good way of doing it. It's like, again, having more content is good. Like, having more content is never a bad thing. Like, I've never heard of my faction player say, "Oh, there's too much content in this game, bro." I've never heard of my faction player say that. I'll be honest with you. So I don't think personally that's a bad idea. I think that's a great idea to do. For some form of events, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So again, that's just the challenges alone. The challenges are a difficult one, where it's like for every single year we've had the game, they've been the same thing. It's just been a bit of wasted potential. I don't ever really go on the challenges tab. I'm never on there. It's a whole pointless little mini tab that I never use. I'd like to be able to use that more, like weekly challenges, monthly challenges. Why can't they have that? Why can't they have a weekly challenges tab? Have your dailies, by the way, update dailies, Christ, you know what I mean? 500 MFP, 1000 MFP, 25 tokens, 50 tokens, probably not 50, but 25 or something, I think's fine, right? Also, why can't we earn tickets in the daily rewards? That would be a good way to update daily rewards. Introduce Faction Wars tickets if you're going to keep that. Again, my preferred preference is just get rid of tickets altogether and just allow us to play the mode whenever we want, you know? But again, we'll talk about that when we get to that. So, next thing would be locker codes, Napster. I know, obviously, this probably doesn't affect you too much because I imagine you've not really used any of the locker codes since May, right?
Yeah.
So do you think they've done a good job in locker codes so far? Like, again, I know you've probably not seen too many of them, but for me, I feel like we had more last year, man. I feel like the locker codes last year was a bit more generous than this year. It seems to be the case, actually, for a lot of the systems in this game.
I think the locker codes have been consistent with the amount of content they've been dropping. Like, I think the amount of locker codes goes up if the amount of content they actually put out goes up.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, this year seemed really dead for my faction. Unfortunately.
Really dead, bro. Like, again, I'll get into this part on the suggestions for 2K, because towards the end we'll also have a section where we just go, right, this is what the next game needs. But moving onwards, we have live events. Live events, chat. Live events. Napster, you were there in stream for my 45-minute rant on live events and etc. etc. Mine was World Tour, actually. But what's your opinion on live events, man? What's your opinion on them? We've had them for 3 years now.
I'm gonna be really. This might be controversial. I think live events is the one place where they're actually doing things right.
Yeah.
Because I think the things that they need to do with live events need to be fixed elsewhere. My only notes on live events are, for the love of God, please give us back casket and ambulance finishers so we can not cry our way through those matches anymore. But that's a gameplay thing.
That's such a great suggestion. Yeah, let us have finishers in those matches, so those matches are a lot easier instead of... By the way, little FYI for everyone, put your game on hold. Don't smash your controllers trying to complete those matches. It's pointless, in my opinion. What's going on, Bray? Welcome in, man. Welcome in. So,
like, the last major one I remember was the Sammy versus Roman. I think it was ambulance match, or was it Kofi? It was one of them that was...
Last time I remember it, I think it was Kofi versus Roman.
Yeah, I think that's right. Like, imagine setting a super finisher up on the ambulance, and you just put you lay Roman inside the ambulance with his head in between the doors, and you just Trouble in Paradise the door to close it right on his head. That'd be an epic way to finish that.
See, I'll be honest with you. While that's a great idea, if I'm being realistic, if they were to ever add finishers to that mode, I feel like it would be a generic finisher where like they'd slam the door into the head and then clothesline them in. Because I think trying to make animations a finisher for every single wrestler for one game mode, I can't really see happy. It's like the Royal Rumble, right? Only certain people have certain finishers and they reuse the same ones constantly. So I don't imagine there'd be a huge variety of finishers, if I'm honest with you.
Like I assume it'd be, if they did unique ones, it'd be specific superstars.
Yeah. So I think that's a good idea. I mean, definitely add finishers to ambulance and casket matches. But then that leads me to my other point. There's not just ambulance and casket matches in this game, is there? There's not just ladder matches. There's not just underground matches. Bro, where's the Royal... We've had a few Royal Rumble matches in live events over the year, but not many. We've had like 1 or 2 Elimination Chamber matches, but not many. Like, where's... Like, okay, I'll talk about this in Faction Wars again, but the variety in matches is not phenomenal, bro. It really isn't, considering there's a ridiculous amount of matches, no?
Yeah, like, it does feel occasionally repetitive, like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Uh-huh. Well, what's your opinion on difficulty for live events? Now, like, when I say difficulty, I don't mean a Ruby versus a Galaxy Opal and they just got better stats, right? I don't mean that. I mean when they put you as a silver against a pink diamond, and then that pink diamond has got 3 finishers, but then the hood's also off, right? What's your opinion on those style of difficulties?
I don't mind skill checks. Like, obviously, we all have reversal buttons. We all have different things we can do to utilize them. We all know we can learn move sets and such. So there will always be skill checks for live events.
Yeah.
I think what gets ridiculous is when it passes skill check and it just feels more like a Souls-like game than a wrestling game.
Yeah,
like the one I just mentioned with the ambulance match.
I still think the hardest match, in my opinion, a lot of people would disagree on this. Some people would say Cena versus Taker in the Underground match. I don't think that's the hardest. Yes. I think the worst one, in my opinion, was Sami Zayn versus Cena. Where all Sami had to do was just run up to you and he would finish you. And it felt like the game said he had three finishers, but bro, he would hit them finishers so much. I was sure there's no way he only had 3 finishers, right? But there was no way to check because they turned the hood off. Like, to me, that's ridiculous. Like, that's not even skill check. Like, that's a skill check I'd be expecting late game. Like, November, October, when you've got the best cards and you know, not against a fucking... Not when you've got a silver John Cena against, like, a ruby... I don't know, man. I don't know, like I said, I'm down for skill checks, but not to the point where it feels brutal, you know? Like, that was in, what, the first 2 months of the game coming out? And I'm like, bro, why...
Something like that.
Why the fuck are we getting a match this difficult already, bro? I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like... Another thing about live events, you haven't mentioned it, but I want to mention it quickly, is I don't like the... So ban them if you want, go for it. Yeah, just ban them. We got some donuts in chat, but hey, what's new? Anyway... Not giving them any attention. So, the one thing I want to talk about live events that I'm not a big fan of is, for example, I said it today, we need a Shawn Michaels from a pack, right? In order to complete an event. And that's not a bad thing in essence, because if there was more than one way to get that card right now, but there isn't. The only way to get that card is through a pack, right? And there's no guarantee, like, those events are out right now, but I just can't even participate in them. Because I don't have the option to, right? So what's your opinion on needing certain cards for certain live events that are not permanent? You know, you can miss them if you don't get the card in time.
I don't mind it, but I want to address that later because there's someplace else in the stuff that I have that... Actually, we can address that right now. It was mentioned in chat earlier in the first stream. The auction house needs to come to WWE2K. It needs to.
Do you... So, wow, okay, because a lot of people in chat today were saying it just wouldn't work and it's the worst idea. So, yeah, sell it to me, man. Sell me on it.
So, the idea... The auction house can be an awful place, right? Like, there are the feel bads if someone just puts up a card for max price and you have to just hope you can save up enough for it. That sucks. But there's a few things that can make cards more worthwhile in like NBA 2K that can make each card a little bit more unique. There are always going to be people who are just trying to hurry up and get through their pack opening, so they'll list things for too low. So you can get cards for cheaper than the packs. Like, sniping on the market is a legitimate thing in NBA to make money, to make my team points.
Yeah.
So like, it gives you an alternative way to grind if you just don't feel like doing the same match over and over and over again. It allows you to find cards that are kind of extinct. Like, you guys in my faction are waiting for cards to go update into the card market. So there could be a card that's out of packs for like 4 weeks that you might need.
What about live event cards, like live event rewards? Do you see those being possible? I don't think they'd put them in there personally.
No, those wouldn't be on the auction house.
Okay.
But it allows the whales to essentially, the whales are the people that they're really targeting packs towards, right? Like, that's who they really want the packs to speak to.
Absolutely.
Instead of those dupes quick selling, they're just gonna put them onto the market to make their coins back. It'll make more than the quick sell value that they're getting anyways out of the pack. Even if they list it for minutes, still more than the quick sell.
Because NBA has a card market and auction house, doesn't it?
It no longer has a true card market. There are ways to get stuff like that.
Okay.
What is going on here?
What, in chat?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, people have decided to... Like, this is how in people's heads I am. There's some people that have made fake accounts to try and put unmod Mrs. MFG. I don't know why y'all think I'm gonna unmod my wife, bro. Get the fuck out of here. So I might have to ban them myself though. So let me get that chat up ready, because I don't know if, which is fine. I'm more than happy to ban them. I find it fun. We'll play a little game of who can ban the most. Then we go on
ban access, so.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Right, cool. There we go. So I'm on there anyway now. So if I need to, I can just ban them myself. Cool. So what was we saying? Yeah. So about so I assume they had a card market in last year, right? Because they got rid of auction house.
2 years ago.
Oh, 2K23.
It was 2K24. We're in 2K26 now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you are right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I forgot the release for NBA is different, right?
Yeah, because the season starts in October.
Okay, I'm with you. So when they had got rid of the auction house, did they add a market instead?
So it was even worse than what WWE2K has, what they did for NBA.
Okay.
It was a weekly rotating list of cards that you could buy in the card market.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And players were pissed.
That's insane.
It was one of the worst things they've ever done.
So if you
But
had...
it's reversed now. Now we're back to the auction house.
If you had to pick between card market or auction house, would you pick the auction house?
I'd pick the auction house just for the sheer fact of the way that 2K, in every game they do, fumbles the card market. Like, if they each week updated the card market in WWE to be like, yeah, we're going to add the cards from last week's promo in here. Sure, I'm on board with that. Like, as soon as a pack rotates out, it's in the card market. Sure. But they don't.
Okay, so is it more like... Okay, the only game I can compare it to is FC, because again that's what I used to play. But I assume NBA is more closer to FC, that you get a card out of a pack and you can just put it up for auction.
Correct.
Can you also keep the card and just get spares and do it that way, or what? How does that work?
You can't. So, okay. There is a way similar to the token market to get some cards in NBA 2K.
Okay.
where you can exchange duplicate cards. So
Right.
like, say I have 10 wild gem cards, I can turn them in for an amethyst wild gem card.
Right.
So
Okay.
like, there's various ways to go about that, or you can turn them in for badges.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm with you. And then them badges you can put on cards, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's not. Yeah, I mean that's not a terrible idea. Like I'm not against that, to be honest with you. Like I don't think that's a bad idea at all, really.
Also, they need to update your guys' quick sell values for your cards as well in my faction, because my god, they're so low.
What, as in? Oh, you mean like a duplicate one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
Dear God.
That's okay. Hey, there you go. Someone made a second account just to instantly get banned, bro. That's crazy.
Oop, you unhid them. There we
my
go.
Bad, bro, my bad. There you go. Alright. I don't know the easiest way to ban them. I don't know if there's a way. Is there a way I can just right click on the channel? I think that's it, right? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you just hide them, right? Isn't that how you do it? Yo, people can't get to me, so they try and come for my missus. That's insane, bro. Hey, what if it's Dre? What if it's Dre again? Yeah, sorry, so I didn't mean to. My bad. My bad. Okay, so like, let's say I opened a WrestleMania pack, right? And I got John Cena out of that WrestleMania pack, right? Could I get a second John Cena and put that on the card market? On the
Yes.
auction?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. But how many duplicates can you get to? Because I know on FIFA you can put up as many as you can buy, right?
You can put up to 99 cards on the card market at a time.
But can it be 99
the
of the
auction.
same card?
Just 99 cards in general.
Okay, so let's say I don't know, because you have those whales that buy every single card that they can find, so they then control the market, right?
That's one of the downsides to the auction house, is there can be price fixing.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you. Okay, so that's. I'm interested in what chat thinks about. Well, the chat that's not trying to get my partner on modded. I'm interested on what chat thinks about a auction house for WWE2K25. Again, do I think it will happen? Absolutely not, because I think they lose money from an auction house. I think that's why they tried to do away with it in NBA, right? But the backlash was just too big, so they just bit the bullet and put it back in.
But here,
Yeah, but go on, bro.
no, finish your thought, and then I'll come back to that in a second.
No, I wasn't. I was finished with what I was saying anyway.
The game changer here is that tokens in NBA aren't just used for players.
Okay.
You can use them for previously cycled out packs as well. So there's a separate token market.
Yeah.
So like, a certain number of tokens can be used to get like, I'll go with the packs that I know, like an OG Legends pack if you miss something in there.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's like 12 tokens or something like that, which is insane for what they give you in this game.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy in comparison. Okay.
I actually think this year they phased tokens out entirely. I don't think there are tokens in NBA 2K anymore.
Oh, really? See, like, that was a thing with, like, match contracts that they had, 2 years ago? I think they got rid of them in 2K24, but we had match contracts for 2 years in MyFACTION, which made no sense. You had to contract the wrestlers to be in a match. It was just an annoying part of the mode that wasn't needed. I'm happy they got rid of that. Again, what's your opinion on like live events being on forever? Do you think that's the whole point? They shouldn't come back. We do get encores, which is a cool thing. Like, encores are okay. But say like Triple H 99, I pretty much don't have an option to get that now because I didn't play when the game was out. Do you think there needs to, like, does NBA have similar things where there's cards that you just can't get anymore? But then the auction house means you can get them, right? Or, as you said, some live event cards are not available?
there are some challenge cards that are impossible to get. So like,
Okay.
NBA is divided up into seasons. So usually seasons last like 1 or 2 months at a time. And there are certain cards that are locked to that season, be it the ball pass, be it the challenges that rotate at the end of that season.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they are just locked at that point.
Right.
You just
Okay.
can't get them anymore. So like, it is still a thing. The fact that they give you guys encores is actually really nice because we don't, in other games, you don't really get that opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I am happy about the encores, and it's nice that even if you've got the card, you can do the encore again to get more rewards. I think that's kind of a cool thing. You know, the encores are a bonus. It's just, I think what they should do is do remix live events where, for like a certain week, they advertise, I don't know, the MyFACTION week, where every single event that was out in the month of May, if for whatever reason is out in the month of July, right? And for 1 week only, and you can go back and revisit some of these events, like only special times. I think that would be a cool thing to live events. I don't think anyone would complain about that feature, no?
I'd agree with that.
So I think that's a live events it's a good thing. It's what we all look forward to. But I just don't think, I think the accessibility is really bad, right? Like, why do I need Shawn Michaels for that event? Why can't it be any Survivor Series male, right? That would be a lot more accessible than forcing people to get Shawn Michaels, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah.
Someone said, bro, the requirement HPK Galaxy Opal card coming in 3 weeks, right? What would be the expected price? And the Octane event will be there. I think the Octane event is for the current Galaxy Opal Shawn Michaels, because that's already out right now, right? That's already out right now, my guy. You can get that right now. The Galaxy Opal Shawn Michaels. Okay, so moving on from live events, we have... Okay, this is going to be a talking point. World Tour, NapstaPotato. World Tour. I spoke a lot about World Tour earlier, so I don't need to regurgitate what I've already said. But hit me up with your opinions on World Tour, man.
If they were gonna do Proving Grounds worse, why didn't they just leave Proving Grounds? They could have just recycled last year's content at this point, because, like, we got a month and a half of World Tour, and then it was gone.
Yeah,
And,
this
like,
is true, yeah.
You can't tell me they're gonna add 2 areas in the last, like, 3 months of the game. It's not happening.
I've said this, I don't think World Tour's getting updated in the slightest, bro. I don't think it's coming back. I think it's done. Like, I think it is, it's done, bro.
Which is sad, because World Tour was actually really fun early on. Like, it was a good way to change it up.
Yeah, World Tour was a lot of fun. Like, again, I say this a lot because it is true. Like, I was one of the only Xbox players at the time who completed World Tour, and I was making videos on it. It was a cool thing to do. Like, again, it shouldn't be only like a certain percentage of the world who can finish it, because that's how difficult it was. I don't think certain people even... I think you was there for that live stream, actually, when I finally beat that match. I think that was quite a big moment in the MFG streams. that was a good time, man. That was a good time. But,
Yeah,
like...
because it was Gold Rey Mysterio, wasn't it, that you used to beat that at CM Punk?
It was, yeah, it was gold. Now, obviously, just finishers, it's a lot easier to do. It's not that much of a problem anymore for anyone. So, obviously, it looked like it wasn't working as intended, and they did have to fix it because of the amount of people complaining. Which is fair. My biggest thing is, they're not going to update it, right? We know that, pretty much. And again, they could update it. They could give us another region for the next 3 months, right? Well, the game isn't over yet. We still do have, December, January, February. We've still got 3 months of the whole game. But my thought process is saying, if you was going to release 3 regions, you would have released a second one by now, and then logically you would do one for the first 4 months, second for the next 4 months, and then the third one for the final 4 months of the game, right? That would be like a decent pace if that's how you was going. If there was only 3 regions, right? So my question is, they're not going to update it. Why at the bottom does it still say change region? Why not just get rid of it?
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Right? Why not just get rid of that? Like, be honest with your fan base and say, look, problems happened. We can't continue with World Tour. So this will be the last region. Because then, at least people would shut the fuck up about it, right? If they just come out and said to us, it's not getting updated, sorry, blah, 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 that's it. It would be, they'd get some backlash, but at least then we wouldn't receive comments on all my videos going, oh, World Tour next Friday, question mark? Like, you know, I feel like that needs to happen. It needs to be addressed. And it kind of makes me sick that it's not being addressed yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that it hasn't been addressed.
And like, bro, I was looking forward to a UK World Tour. I thought that would have been sick, man. To have a UK World Tour. I thought that would have been such a cool idea. But unfortunately, it just... What regions would you have, Napster? Like, 2K26, do you think World Tour's coming back after the amount of shit it caused this year? Or do you think Proving Grounds is coming back?
I hope World Tour comes back and they actually do it justice. Because World Tour was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so much fun.
It was a good time. It was a good time. I mean, apart from the 5 fucking War Games matches in a row, miss me with that bullshit, but it was a good time. It was a good time. I think it was a fun grind. I'm just really sad it's not there. But what regions would you have in 2K26? What regions would you have?
Like I said, I think Middle East for Saudi is probably a play. I don't think we had Canada at all with the U.S. map, did we?
No.
Like Canada or Mexico?
Nope. Just Central
Those are
America.
both- Yeah, just the U.S. You could do Australia, New Zealand, because there's enough of a following there now with the ever-growing popularity of Australian wrestlers and New Zealand wrestlers. Japan obviously is a hot spot for wrestling. The UK is a hot spot for wrestling.
I think if they don't do UK, they're gonna get some mad backlash. And Japan, just for what was on the horizon in this game, if you will. Yeah. So I think Japan and UK need to happen next year. Actually, to make it up to the fans, if I was them, I would just have 3 regions on the go straight away. 3 regions, right?
Right on launch.
That's what I'm saying, man. And like, that's another thing. Do you think? Again, we all thought World Tour was getting updated. It didn't. But do you think there's how long do you estimate the current World Tour structure to last? And what I mean by that is, you look in World Tour right now, there's about 9 different areas, I believe, right? How long do you think that would last until more are needed? Until it's like, okay, we really need to update this right now.
If I'm them, I'm doing a new World Tour map each month. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to just code matches in.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not a coder, so, like, that might not be true, but...
See, I think a new area every 3 months would work, just because after the first 3 months you get a second area, and after the second 3 months you get a third area. After the next 3 months you get a 4th area, and then towards the tail end of the game, before the game's finished, they released a 5th and final area where some of the best cards in the game you can get, right? Like 5 areas. Because I think 12 regions would be a little bit ridiculous, no?
Maybe, like, every month and a half, because I suggested 7 initially.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a terrible idea. Okay, so that's mainly World Tour. Like I said, man, I'm not fucked about like the requirements needed for them, because the thing is, the requirements needed, they never go out. You can always get the cards needed, right? Well, again, I say
like, the one that kind of stuck was the Legends one.
Yeah,
back when it first came out.
I was about to say, back when it first came out, that's not really a problem, because that's the only pack available. But right now, for people coming into the game, it'd be quite hard. I know, because of the card market, right? They can just get them all off the card market. Yeah, so saying that, again, I stick to my first point, is that I think having certain cards needed for matches there is fine, because it's not gatekeep to time. You can do it whenever you want, where I think live events has that weakness, you know? Okay, going from World Tour, like I said, World Tour needs a huge overhaul. Not a huge overhaul, but it needs updating, right? The formula is good. The formula works. It's interesting. It's got lore in it. but the execution and the content is terrible. I think we can all agree on that, right? Up next, we've got Faction Wars, which, again, I think the current layout of Faction Wars came in 2K24. Yeah, that's correct. What's your opinion on Faction Wars, Napster?
So, Faction Wars... How do I want to word this? I think Faction Wars being the only other real mode that we have in this is problematic.
Okay.
And the fact that there's no good way to get tickets is problematic.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Feel free to dive in a bit further if you want.
Yeah, so I proposed something in our little document that I sent you
Uh-huh.
that I think would be beneficial, which is the introduction of the Money in the Bank mode, which is kind of ripped out of Supercard.
Okay.
So, Supercard, you win 5 consecutive matches with your cards. You get 8 random cards out of the cards that you have in your deck. So, in our case, we'd have like 8 male, 8 female superstars that you'd have. And you win 5 consecutive one-on-one matches. And you earn a multiplier of super coins, or in this case, MyFACTIon points, or even tickets based on how many games in a row you win.
Okay, yeah. I see that.
It gives you the chance to give the loot box briefcases back that everybody wants, because let's be honest, we enjoy the free loot cases more than we enjoy the paid ones.
Facts. Big facts.
Also gives us another mode to play, like maybe limit it to like 5 times a day. That's still 35 Money in the Bank runs a week. That's not the end of the world if you still have Faction Wars alongside it. If you're going to limit how much someone can play a certain mode, you need to have another mode that they can play in place of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think... Sorry about the sirens outside, folks. If I was to do Faction Wars, first of all, I just want to say, I think the formula of Faction Wars, where you got different nodes you can go on and you get different rewards for the different nodes and the different matches, I think the formula is good. However, what I think they should do is, at the end of each boss, you get... let's say they do 5 rounds like they currently do, right? Because you can go on 5 runs, I think, per 1 ticket. Right? Let's say they stick to that. They could add a briefcase at the end of each boss, right? And for example, you have a bronze briefcase, you could have a silver briefcase, a gold briefcase, an emerald, and these briefcases would give the tiered rewards for what was in that briefcase, right? So let's say you win a bronze briefcase, you're not going to be expecting a lot, maybe some cosmetics that you haven't got, some MFP, something not that fantastic, right? You have a chance at getting different briefcases. There's a percentage chance of getting better briefcases. You know, an extremely rare chance of getting a double briefcase like you used to be able to. I think bringing back briefcases in turn after defeating each boss would be a great idea, personally. Like, I'd be for that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'd be for that.
I don't think... Because obviously, in the interview, Terrell Carter says... They got rid of briefcases because they didn't like the randomization of the rewards. But that's what the game is right now. It's packs. They are literally randomized rewards, no?
Yeah.
So...
They're randomized rewards that do have a shallower pool than briefcases probably would. Because of the fact that there's only certain promos in each pack.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think... So bring back briefcases, right? And again, there should be, on occasional runs, there should be a match that's got like an aura around it, right? Like there is now, but the difference is this match would make a difference. So right now, there's a match like a 1v1, it'll have a red aura around it, and I think it's meant to indicate that it's a difficult match, even though it's not, right? And I think the rewards for that match should be a chance at a briefcase, right? So you get your 5 rewards that you pick from, and you can have different briefcases on there, like... Again, even if it's just basic briefcases and all the briefcases have a set chance of giving random rewards, Briefcases need to come back for Faction Wars. The second thing about Faction Wars is the bosses. The bosses are cool. I like the idea of bosses. You fight them, you unlock them. I like rotating cards. I like permanent cards. I think that's cool. But the problem is, I just don't think it's updated nearly enough. What do you think about that?
So there's another card type that I suggested in those notes that I think would be really good for Faction Wars. And that's the Stories of the Week superstars that I was referring to.
Okay.
So we have the weekly rotating Faction Wars cards, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, what if I were to say, these are superstars who have prominently been featured on the past week's programming, and they're evolution cards.
Okay.
I feel like that would get people's attention.
See, the only problem with that is, I think that'd be a great idea, but the problem with that is they take nearly 2 months to just upload a couple of cards. I couldn't imagine them doing them every week, Maybe story of the month, I don't know. Story of the month seems realistic to me. I don't know. What?
I feel like it rewards people for actually watching programming to know what's coming in.
Yeah.
It fixes the no evolutions problem, because Christ, we only had the evolutions of the starters when I stopped playing.
Well, here's a remix of your idea that I think would work. So they could have three. They could do it this way, right? They could add 2 Faction Wars bosses into the game, 2 teams of 4, right? As you say, you could have a Raw, an NXT, a SmackDown, right? There's 3, and then I don't know. For the 4th, you could have maybe a legend that's retired, right? A legend just to throw into the mix, just to mix it up, right? You get a superstar that was the best on Raw, a superstar that was the best on SmackDown, and a superstar that was the best on NXT with a random legend just threw into the mix. Or it could be an evolution card threw into the mix, right? And you would have a male version and a female version. So the best males are from NXT, SmackDown, Raw. The best females from NXT, SmackDown, Raw. And they could add 2 bosses a month. So you could at least get loads of different cards, sort of like what would you call it on FC mode? Like an inform, if you will.
So yeah, there's informs. The one I suggested, one from each show, was Superstars of the Month, actually.
Superstars of the Month, yeah. So it could have a special background to indicate that they're a Superstar of the Month. Okay.
And then I think those would also, because of the way they did the live events, would make fantastic evolution cards.
Yeah, so release them and they could be evolution. But what rarity would you say they could evolve up until?
It depends on where you are in the game. Maybe your first Superstar of the Month just goes to Emerald. Maybe your second one goes to Amethyst, or Sapphire. I think Sapphire came before Amethyst.
See, I think
you can scale the power.
See, I feel like a good way they could lock evolutions, and by that I mean, let's say the game's just come out, there's an evolution come out, right? And let's say that evolution can be all the way up to infinite, right? Let's just say that, for example. The way they could do it, because they love money, so I think this would be a good way of doing it, is lock each tier to how many cards you have in the collection, right? So if you want to update that card to the infinite tier, the final tier, or insert name here, right? They could have it so you need to have 1,400 cards in your collection. Because right now, again, we'll get to the collection in a bit, but that links with the collection. Right now, past level 32, there's no reason to actually get any more cards, right? I think that could be... So let's say you've got 10 evolution cards, and to get to silver, you need, 200 cards in your collection, right? Then to get to gold, it's 300 total cards. I think that'd be a really good way, personally, to introduce evolution cards that evolve all the way, because... What's it called on FC where you've got it's a card that it levels up, right? I'm pretty sure.
We don't have anything like that in FC.
No, what?
I mean, we have.
I'm trying to think what it is. There was one when the game come out. It was like an inform, or you can turn it into an inform. I'm sure, or if the card got an inform, the card would be updated to an inform. There was
Are
something
you talking
like
the old
that.
Ones to Watch promo?
Yeah, that's it. Ones to Watch, I think it was called. Yeah. Ones to Watch.
Yeah, that's defunct now. They got rid of that.
Oh, did they? Okay. Yeah, that shows how long ago I played FC. FC.
I think that was 2 years ago they did away with that. It was either last year or year before.
I thought that was a good idea, personally.
It was, but it also very much destroyed the market.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There'd be
Okay.
people who would just buy up hundreds of copies of the same card just so they could sell them off later because they believed they were going to have an inform.
I'm with you. Okay, so the ideas we got for bosses are some evolution cards, some superstars of the month cards. I think they're cool suggestions, and I think the final thing I want to mention about Faction Wars, bro, is the ticket system. What's your opinion on the ticket system? How would you change it? Would you keep it? Would you get rid of it? What would you do?
That's what I was talking about with the Money in the Bank thing, was it'd give you a chance to earn tickets from those briefcases that you could earn, or MFP.
Jordan mentions, by the way, there are other live promos like USL Primetime.
Yeah, like UCL Prime
UCL,
Time,
sorry,
that's a recent one. We've got FC Pro Live going right now, which is based on pro tournaments.
Right, okay. Okay. So, yeah, so you would still keep the ticket system then in the game?
I don't mind the ticket system if you give more ways to get tickets. Maybe you could exchange your tokens for tickets if you wanted to, if you'd rather play the Faction Wars than actually get the token cards.
Okay, but so right now we're gated to tickets, right? But there's no real reward in Faction Wars. Yes, there's a few cards you can get to help your faction, right? There are a few cards you can get, but it's not like we can farm briefcases, right? So I'd understand tickets if there were briefcases, and you know it's a reward that you can get. It makes worth getting a ticket then. But right now, other than getting one card every other run, doesn't really feel worth it for a ticket. It just okay, like a double MyFACTION Wars points credits, is it called? Faction Wars credits, double Faction Wars credits week would be cool. Like I think that would be a pretty dope thing. But like, my question is, would getting rid of the tickets harm the game?
I don't think it would.
Because that's where I'm like, why not just do that? Why not just do that?
Like I said, I'm okay with tickets as long as they make tickets easier to obtain.
Okay.
That's the stipulation for them staying. Is if they're gonna stay, you have to find another way to obtain them besides like the 2 you get from weekly login rewards.
Yeah, and the occasional bonus packs you get within like live events and stuff.
Right.
No, I agree. Or someone had a suggestion of just converting MFP into Faction Wars tokens. So
yeah,
like,
almost like you do with draft tokens in FC.
yeah, so like just or if you really want, they want people to buy VC, so fuck it. There's another option: VC and MFP, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's Faction Wars. Like I said, Faction Wars is fun, but right now there's not much of a reason to play it. Again, there's that many cards in the card market. I think I could just easily get them cards to fill up my collection rather than do Faction Wars, to be honest with you. So that's Faction Wars. Let me just go on to the game, have a look at what else we've got. So weekly towers. I've got a little bit to talk about weekly towers, Napstar. I don't know about you. Hit me up, bro. What were you saying about weekly towers? It's a very simple.
Weekly towers. Yeah, weekly towers is another one. I'm not too bothered as long as they add a little bit more variety in the matches.
Okay.
Because it's exactly what it says it is. It's 5 matches released every week. It gives you some sort of reward. The only thing I would say is no more free agent rewards. No one cares about getting free agent cards. If you're going to give a card, make it something permanent that's not going to disappear after 5 matches.
Okay. I think I can get behind that. I can definitely get behind that. I think I've got a bit to say about weekly towers. And again, I'm going to save a lot of my 2K26 thing towards that. But weekly towers, it works, right? It's been there since 2K22, I think. No, I think it might be 2K23. I don't know. It's been a few years since 2K22. But weekly towers works. You play a ladder, complete it, get your reward, wait till next Monday, right? The problem with that is what I've literally just said. You play it for 10 minutes, get your reward, and then you don't do it again until Monday. I think there should be more to... I think, first of all, when you click on Weekly Tower, it should open up a whole new sub-menu of options, right? So, I think you change Weekly Tower to Weekly Challenges. That's what I think you do. You change Weekly Tower to Weekly Challenges, and within the Weekly Challenges section, there's multiple things you can do. There's a Weekly Tower, which is what this is. You know, small reward, 5 matches, pretty easy. I think they should add a Weekly Gauntlet. That's what I think they should do. So it's another ladder of 5 matches. That's harder than the Weekly Tower, right? But it's like Faction Wars, where the damage stays on your character throughout each match. And if you can complete the tower, you get much more rewards. You get like a scaled MFP boost, like on each match, right? That would give people more reason to play that and grind that than find one broken match and grind that forever, right? No doubt the broken match would still be better, but there needs to be more than just one tower. And like you said, weekly challenges. Use this card in this match and, I don't know, hit 10 finishes as Penta Fearless, right? For week 30. So have weekly challenges and then have sections of each week. So week 1, you can click on that and it will show you it will show you the week tower week 1. It will show you the gauntlet for week 1. And it would show you the bonus challenges for MFP, tokens, blah, blah, blah. So, personally, I think there's a lot they could do with weekly towers. And I do really think it's where most of the content could come from for that week, personally. And again, this is a hot shot. Please don't... This is one I don't think will ever happen. But if they were to do away with live events, they could add... So, by that, I don't mean get rid of live events. I mean, when a live event is finished, they just add that live event into a week, right? So week 1, all the events that came out for that week, they get added to the week 1 tab, right? And you can go back and play these events. Maybe some of the rewards are toned down. Maybe you still get the live event card, but maybe the rewards like the MFP and, you know, the packs, maybe all that's a little bit toned down. So for those that didn't play when when it came live, they don't get all the best rewards. Because I think, look, let's say, I just get the life out of my cat. How many live events would you say this game's had throughout its lifetime? 2K25. How many live events would you say it's had?
Hundreds at this point, I'd assume. Sure, there were at least 99 number games.
Yeah, like probably, I want to say over 300 live events, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you bought the game in, let's say, you know when the game came out on the Nintendo Switch 2? Let's say someone had a Switch 2 and was like, oh, I want to buy the new WWE game. And they went onto MyFACTIon and they went onto this new weekly tab, whatever. And there was over 300 events for them to play. Do you know how much content that is, bro? That's so much content.
Massive.
Right? I think that would be, again, that would give more reason for people to grind than have to. Like, I could go back and play all 4 months of all the events that I've not played yet instead of having to grind this same match. Again, I don't know about chat. I personally think that's a good idea. Any live events that have expired, throw them into the weekly tab, right? Again, I don't know about you, Nat. Would you do that, or would you go that kind of gets rid of the point of live events?
I guess it kind of depends on the player, because, like, I feel like some players who are trying to keep up on it might be a little salty that people are getting bailed out, but also it rewards players for just playing the game.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think there's going to be a little push and a little shove, or a little push and a little pull on that. Like, I think to some players that's fantastic. To other players, it ruins the point of staying up to date with the game.
That's true. I think my other suggestion for, like, again, a weekly gauntlet, a weekly tower 1, and weekly challenges for week 1. I think that's a good idea. I think there's no reason why that shouldn't be there, you know? That just adds more content to the game for me personally. But yeah, so that's weekly towers, man. Weekly towers, again, it works for what it is, but again, it's a whole part of the mode that's dedicated for 10 minutes each week, right? It just feels like it's an afterthought. The rewards are kind of shit, I'll be honest with you. Like, we've only just started getting Amethyst cards. Like, bro, what? We're on Infinite cards, bro. Why are we getting Galaxy cards? Why are we getting Amethyst cards as rewards? You know? Don't think I quite understand that part of it. But again, that's just weekly towers. That's just an interesting thing that I thought they could do for 2K 26. All right, going on to the next one. This has caused a lot of controversy. Go
Before
on,
we
bro.
move on, I actually want to build on your weekly gauntlet because I'm gonna make every poor MFP grinder cry a little bit here.
Oh no.
I think there is a perfect reward for the weekly gauntlet. That is something that we see in NBA 2K. So NBA 2K has an item called an MT multiplier.
Okay. Hello, Spencer.
So for half an hour to 2 hours, depending on the item, you can double or triple the amount of MT that you get per game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Now imagine that were the reward for finishing a weekly gauntlet for my faction. Imagine your grind if you can double or triple the amount of... You can, at a whim, decide, I'm just going to grind for 2 hours. Let's use the multiplier item.
How do you get this item in NBA?
Usually it's on the pass. You would get it. Or there's occasionally challenges that will give it to you.
Right, okay. Oh yeah,
I
okay.
think that would be a great gauntlet reward.
Excuse me. But you just said one thing that someone's mentioned, and it was quite a big talking part. You just mentioned like a pass, right? Like a battle pass, essentially.
Yup.
So
Yup.
let's get into that. I know we're not on the 2K26 section, but this is a big part that I do think would help this mode a lot. This is going to get a bit of pushback, but that's one of the only things I would be willing to spend money on in this game, because it's more content, right? It feels worth it at that point. What about you? Tell me about this battle pass in NBA, man. I'm interested.
So, as with every battle pass, there is a free and there is a paid variant of it. There is one line that is specifically for my team. There's one line that is specifically for my player, which is our equivalent of the island.
Okay.
And then there's a paid one, which has a mix of the two.
Okay.
Typically, the way the pass works in NBA is the very first card you get for my team is an evolution card that can go up one rarity tier. And the end one is usually whatever the highest rarity that's currently in the game is. We go this season, I believe it goes up to this season Galaxy Opal, or is this season's either Galaxy Opal or it's 100 overall.
Okay.
Or Dark Matter. Dark Matters are 99. My bad.
Yeah, because we don't have Dark Matter, do we? We've just got Galaxy Opal, then Infinite.
Yeah. So for NBA 2K, after Galaxy Opal comes Dark Matter, and then you get Invincibles, or then you get 100 overall, then you get Invincibles, then you get Goats.
Right. Okay. Okay. So there's quite the number of different tiers then in that game, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, Dark Matters are the 99 overalls specifically. 100 overalls are exactly what they say.
Yeah.
Invincibles are cards that have 99 in every stat.
Right. Okay.
And then they have some extra badges. Goats are 99 in every stat and every badge maxed out.
Every single badge possible?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So they're the best of the best, creme de la creme, right?
Yes. Greatest of all times.
And does every single player get a goat, or any certain players?
No, it's a very select few. There's maybe like 30 goats per year.
Because with WWE, again, NBA has the bonus that it's like FIFA. There's a lot more players, and not player base, but there's a lot more people in the game in terms of characters, right? There's a lot more, players than what there are WWE superstars, I know.
Yep.
Okay, so going back to what you was talking about initially, a battle pass. Do you think this would translate well to WWE2K26? And by the way, chat, let me know your personal opinion about a battle pass. What do you think, Nat? Do you think this is a thing that could really be good for my faction?
Think it could, depending on what they're willing to put into it. Because, obviously there's MT, or in this game's case, MFP put into it. There are packs put into it. There are some packs that aren't like traditional promo packs. They're just like, you get a 92 plus overall player out of this pack.
Okay.
So it's a certain rarity.
So you kind of
And it
like
can be
guarantee
from
a
any
card.
promotion.
Okay.
We have a special mode called the Ascension where it's picking cards off a board, and you can get various rewards off of that, but the grand prize is another card. FC Season Pass is a good implementation. FC Season Pass has actually been really good.
Yeah, Jordan's mentioned this before, actually. I remember Jordan telling me about... Again, if I were to play a sports game, it probably would be FC, I'll be honest with you. Because, again, football, I'm not really familiar with basketball rules or whatnot. Basketball's cool.
Yeah.
So, would I want to see a Battle Pass? I think I would, just because it'd give me more content and more reason to play, right? Again, buying packs doesn't give me a reason to play. I think packs are a waste of money because you don't know what you're going to get. At least with a Battle Pass, you can look well ahead in the Battle Pass and you know what you're getting, right? Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, if every reward was just like maybe like a cheap bonus pack or something, I probably wouldn't get it because it wouldn't feel worth it. But like if there were guaranteed rewards, like you said, like an MFP multiplier, if there was I don't know, like a special persona, I doubt they'd put personas behind battle passes. People would kick the fuck off. But if they put like a special CM Punk behind one, or enter card here, right? I think battle passes could work. To be honest with you.
So, I'm gonna push back a little bit on what Jordan just said. Only downside is isn't FUT exclusive, so some spots are taken up by clubs or career stuff. The other side of that, though, is you can progress the battle pass by playing in clubs or careers. There are objectives for you doing those as well.
Wait, you can progress
Which is
the
why it's not
FC
exclusive.
battle pass by playing career mode.
Yep.
Wow.
I actually just got done doing my 5 full games in my manager mode to get 3 levels in the battle pass. In the FC season pass.
Bro, if I had money, I'd buy FC right now. I really want to play FC. Anyway, that's beside the point. No, I think it could work, man. I think a battle pass in 2K26 could work. It's just whether or not they want to do it. And that brings me to my next point about this. We're talking about, again, a battle pass. So my question is, in NBA, do they have like double MT weekends or whatever you'd want to call it in that game? I don't know.
Occasionally, it's very rare. We've got some special events that go on the weekends. Like we've got the park, which is kind of like the island, where we get extra rewards for... I've talked about this in the past with you. We get rewards for my team by playing in the park.
Okay.
Like, if you win... I think the most recent one is if you win 5 games in a row in park, you get a 97 plus overall player.
So, because like we'll talk about this towards the end of the section because there is a part I want to talk about regarding the whole fucking island, which is my player in that game. I think it's called My Park. No, My Park, is it?
The park is different than the park is a connected between my player and my team.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay. That's because so you've got my team, which is the basically my faction, right? Of NBA. You've got the what is it? My player is that the one you said? Which is like the island.
There's my player. There's park, and there's my team.
Okay, and all three are different to each other, right? Because you said the park's a mix of the two. That's what interests me. How can it be a mix?
The park is
of
just
the
like
two?
online gameplay.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, think the island. The park is basically the island, whereas my career is more like My Rise. But you can use your My Rise character in the park for certain things. But you can also there's a part of the park where you can use your My Team cards.
Right, that's cool. Okay, that's a pretty cool thing. I was just interested really in that. So, what was we on again? Which part of my faction? Which game mode was we talking about? We was talking about. No, we were just finished with weeklies.
We were talking about the pass.
Yeah, we was finishing on the whole weekly tower and talking about the passes and stuff. Does the pass last a month? How long do the passes last for?
It depends on how long the season is. For FC, it's just a little bit over a month. For NBA 2K, it's like a month and a half.
Okay.
Madden's is like a month.
Apparently, FC's getting something that looks like the island. That's interesting. That's going to be interesting. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about again, I think that's been debated quite a lot this year, is ranked. What's your opinion on ranked, Napster?
I think ranked is too small scale.
Okay.
And you already saw what I suggested.
Remind chat. What did you suggest?
I put it in the doc. That's what I was saying. That's why
Oh,
you saw
sorry.
it. But,
Oh, okay, my bad.
There's the ranked that we have that gets you a special card right now, right? But play a certain amount, get to a certain tier, you get rewards, and you get rewarded with a card.
I like them. Oh, I think I know what you're about to mention the king and queen, right?
I think a King of the Ring mode is exactly the type of thing that the super sweaty players would love in this game. For the people who just want a card and done, by all means, stop at the regular ranked. Don't force yourself to play a game don't force yourself to play a mode you don't want to play. For the players who really love ranked, why don't you do a weekend King of the Ring? It runs Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's like FUT Champs. It's like I guess it's MUT Champs as well. It's like King of the Court in NBA. It's just the players who really want to sweat get together for more packs, more MFP, stuff like that, and they just go hard and try to win as many matches as possible.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Like a, because it's like I know when I used to play an Ultimate Team, you had seasons, right? And then eventually the seasons would finish, and wherever you finished in the season is how much stuff you got. Something similar to, I mean, we have already got that, right, with the current ranking system.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That rank is like dead rivals.
so with King of the Ring, would it be would it be tournament style? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, it'd be like a 10 to 20 match tournament where your record determines your rank at the end of it.
Jordan just says a very fair point, which I know you haven't mentioned. I was about to mention it, but Jordan just said it. I will actually reply to you, Alex. Just bear with me 1 second, bro. Player pool is too small to sustain ranked. Crossplay is necessary if the current setup is kept.
Crossplay is necessary in every game that has online play at this point that has capability of it. The fact
Facts.
that this game doesn't have crossplay is asinine.
Absolutely fact. Funnily enough, some people don't believe this, but this is true. The game on the website confirmed to have crossplay. Now that's been removed off the website. So funny how they removed it after the backlash. But it just makes me wonder why. Like, there's so many people, bro, on PlayStation who I would love to play with. Not even my faction, just online play, right? You know, casual, that we just don't have access to yet. And to me, I just think it's needed. As you just said, it is needed for this style. But crossplay is crucial. Like, again, right now, for those that don't know, I boosted all the way up to Galaxy Opal for this season because trying to get Galaxy Opal legit, not because it's too hard, because I can win games. You know, I went on a winning streak. Like, I did a stream where I basically did like 17 matches. I got 1 defeat, 16 wins, right? And that was great, but the problem is I faced the same person 6 times, then another person, the same person 6 times. You know, there's hardly anyone playing. And not only that, I have to find people in the United Kingdom and that are on Xbox. You know, there's not a central server. There's not like, because most games, they have 3 big servers, right? They have like the US server, the UK server, and like an Eastern server, right? To host the online. So I think crossplay is needed for ranked. I think Napster's idea of but Nap, if not the King of the Ring, hear me out, bro. Hear me out. Do you know what game mode would? I want to see if you can guess it. There's a certain match that fits online to a fucking T, bro. It would be perfect, and you haven't mentioned it. Chat haven't mentioned it, but in my opinion, it would be genuinely one of the best modes in online, and it would do so fucking well if they released it to my faction. Any ideas? I don't know if Naps is in deep.
I mean, we've mentioned
Oh, he's there. He's there. Okay.
gauntlets.
Nope. There's a certain match type that a lot of players could do all at once.
I mean, I guess there's a Rumble, but then people would be waiting.
People would be waiting, but imagine if so certain games, I think FC does this where there's tournaments and it will tell you the time of the tournament. Rocket League's a great example, right? Rocket League will tell you that there's a tournament at 6 o'clock, right? And everyone gets ready for that time, and then you enter yourself into the tournament. What if there was a Rumble, right? What if there was like a Rumble each day that you could enter into? And you can unlock like a player badge, or you could unlock like a title like on Rocket League. I think a daily Rumble that they just have every day for the season. Let's say season 1 of, they could have a battle pass, right? Season 1 of MyFACTION, and there's a Rumble. And if you win the Rumble for that season, you get a special card for it. Like you do now in Ranked, but for the Rumble, right? And then before the game starts up, it gives you the number that you are. So it will say number... Okay. I personally think that would be a great idea. Yes, you would be waiting, but let's face it, if you got given number 30 in the Rumble, are you gonna complain about waiting, bro? I don't think so. I think you're gonna be buzzing if you got number 30, bro. I think that would be a perfect implementation of the Rumble for online, personally. I don't know. Would you after hearing that, are you like, you know what? Yeah, man, fuck it, let's do it. Like, what are you thinking?
What question does Soph have, or what question does Alex have?
The opinion on the refs slow count in the game.
I haven't even noticed. Like I said, I haven't played since like May. I gave up on this game.
Well, to help Alex's point out, with the CM Punk match with Rey Mysterio that we beat in that one stream, I had to position CM Punk close to the ref so the referee would get to the floor faster. So that probably helps that point.
Yeah, so like the refs being inconsistent is realistic, but it's also frustrating.
I mean, the only time I feel like it's realistic is when the referee gets knocked down and then he purposely does a slow count afterwards. That's the only time where I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Fair play. I was an ass. Now you get to be an ass back.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, I mean, they could fix it up right for the next game. I mean, the referees, it's like, again, for example, this game, what I'm doing right now, if I play as Gunther and I tap out an opponent, there's a high chance that the referee just doesn't register it. Like, that's another really great point that I think needs some work, you know. But yeah, so going back to the Rumble point that I was on about before we move on, what's your opinion on that? You think that would work?
I think it could work. Like I feel like it'd be something that'd be too big to be every single day.
Yeah,
you have to get that many players to draw a number, but I think like every Sunday have a Rumble.
Yeah, I see what
you mean. Probably realistic.
See, I don't know, you know, because Rocket League does one every day, but it just depending on how many people are interested, like, and they just do that, right? And if there isn't enough people interested, they just throw AI on the team. If you haven't got enough people on your team, they'll just throw AI on there. For that, or unless you're doing 1v1s, then you don't need a teammate for that. You just come up against someone. And if there isn't someone to come up against, you just play AI. And I think as the game dies out and there's not that many playing, I think a lot of people would find enjoyment in that, right? Because there'd probably be less players in the match, so it'd be a mix of AI and humans. I just think it's another element to the game that it needs. So that's ranked. I don't think we need to go too far on ranked, really. Again, it's definitely an improvement this year. There have been good nerfs, like Sting Like a Bee. Certain, you know, submission badges were nerfed early on. Still a fucking massive problem right now. But I don't think we need to... Again, the big caveat from all of that is crossplay, right? I'd say from both of us, the biggest thing that needs to improve is crossplay, right? Yeah.
Crossplay is the one thing that, above everything else, they need to get figured out.
Absolutely. A question for you both of you guys. What mode would you take out the game? Ooh, that's a hot take. Would you take out anything?
If I were to take out a mode, it would probably be Universe.
Oh shit! I was just thinking MyFACTION. My man went straight to base game. Crazy, bro. Okay. Mine would probably be my GM because it's pointless. I'm joking. Please don't fucking set my family on fire. I love my GM. I think my GM's fantastic. It's one of the best modes.
To justify what I just said, I used to love Universe back in the day for like the random things you do and you just unlock a superstar by going through a certain set of events to create a story where you get the superstar to come out and fight them and you unlock them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of Universe anymore?
What is the point of Universe anymore? Yeah. It's just a side game that no one plays, and if they do, it's broken to all fuck. I will
Like,
fight you.
if they gave... I want them to give Universe purpose. I want Universe to feel like it should be a part of the game. Universe is no different than just writing down a bunch of play now matches.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I think Jordan's hit the nail on the head. I think Showcase. I really do, and I'm sorry. I know some people like it. Again, I know this is the My Faction one, but we're talking about base game. But just to throw into that point, I actually think Showcase is the worst mode. Because at least with Universe, there's two options, right? You can play as a superstar and do like a kind of like a railroaded playthrough, or you can do like open sandbox. Showcase, bro, once you complete it once, you never touch it again. Like, it's pointless to play. I think, at least with Universe mode, there's some you can customize your own shows. It might not work great, but you can. You can add your own wrestlers, add your own belts, make your own storylines. Again, it's a clunky fucking mess. It's basically Bethesda if they were to make a wrestling game. But, like, at least you can do it, you know? Showcase to me is pointless, bro. I agree with Jordan. Bring back Road to WrestleMania. I think, I don't know, Nap, you remember Road to WrestleMania, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Road to WrestleMania was so good. And, like, they could do a Road to WrestleMania for superstars that, like, for example, imagine a Javon Evans Road to WrestleMania, right? You know, he's not really, like, okay, he's a great wrestler in WWE, but he's not, like, on the main roster. That could highlight certain wrestlers that aren't big names, and it could give them a... And who knows, you finish that Road to WrestleMania, you get a special MyFACTION card to go along with it. Sort of like they do in My Rise, right? Which, by the way, I think it's a really cool thing that you can get MyFACTION rewards from different game modes. I think that's a pretty cool thing. I hope they do.
Yeah.
They do increase. You should get MFP for playing Universe. I think you should get MFP for playing all game modes. I think if you play any game mode, you should be rewarded for playing the game. I don't think... I would love to grind MFP playing... and that's a brilliant point. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way, Jay Strong. That's a fantastic point. Do you think you should be able to earn MFP for playing any game mode?
So, let me blow your mind again. Let me go back to NBA 2K.
Oh, here we go. It's about
You
to
have My
upset me.
Rise, right?
Uh-huh.
In My Player in NBA 2K, every game you play in My Career, you earn VC.
Wow.
Not my team points. VC.
Technically, we have that on here too, though.
Do you?
Yes. You earn VC in the island.
Oh, we also earn it in the park.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you've got two modes where you can. Okay. But you have like a manager mode in NBA, right? I assume that's like career mode, but it's
Yes.
okay.
And if you play the full game in manager mode, you also get VC for finishing a manager mode game.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Bro. Okay. I think bro, that makes me so sad that we don't have that. So you get rewarded for playing any game mode in NBA, right?
Yes.
But in this you don't. And that's another thing, bro. Like, I would love to play... It feels like if I don't play My Faction, it feels like I'm punished for playing any other game mode. Why can't I grind MFP on fucking My GM, bro? Right? Why do I have to play My Faction to earn MFP? Why? Or VC, right? Why do I have to... Like, at least give us VC across the board? I think that's a fair shout, no?
Yeah.
I think that's a fair shout. So past ranked, what was the next? I'm not in the menu, so I can't even look at what the next thing is. Evolution cards. We'll go into that a little bit. Evolution cards definitely better this year than last year. I want to say that straight off the bat. Say what you will, there are a lot more. Okay, let's not say a lot, but there are definitely more evolution cards in 2K25 than there was in. I think there was literally an 8-month gap between evolution cards in 2K24. What's your opinion on evolution cards, Napster? I know we spoke on it a little bit, but do you like them? Do you think they need an upgrade, an overhaul? What's your opinion?
They need to do so many more evolution cards. The fact that I've not even seen an evolution card that wasn't the starter set, but I've also been out of the game for a while. Like, I don't know how many they have at this point.
So in weekly towers, I believe there's 3 that you can get. It's one of the rewards. Trick Williams, Sol Ruka, Tamatonga as well. There's 3 that you can get just from the weekly. I think there's occasional live event ones which are unfortunate if you're not playing at the time. But weekly towers has 3 available to you. And I think certain packs have some now as well.
So it's getting better.
Yeah. It's getting better.
Like, Superstar of the Month, why is that not an evolution? You're just playing 4... You're just playing 4 live events with it to fully upgrade it.
Uh-huh.
What's the point of that not being an evolution? Honestly, you know what I think would be really cool? Why not make the creator wrestlers the evolution you were talking about earlier, where they just can evolve based on your collection level?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. But so the problem is, though, and I think a big problem that comes into this is we'll throw this into the evolution section, is badges, right? Badges in this game have had a lot of overhauls. Again, Sting Like a Bee. Nap, do you know what Sting Like a Bee does or what it did?
Oh, wasn't that for making it faster to stun enemies when you hit them?
Yes, yeah. Do you know what it does now? Because they've changed what it does.
Oh god, what did they do to it?
So, in fairness, I do think it's a better change. So, before, it would be, you would stun them a lot faster. But now, light damage and heavy... light attacks and heavy attacks do more... Sorry, light attacks do more damage than what they normally would. Which I don't think is a terrible idea, So, their health...
It's not the worst.
Their health bar depletes more if you've got Sting Like a Bee, basically. Is what I'd like to say, if that makes sense.
That's not an awful change.
Rabble Rouser had the worst nerf. Obviously, the way it worked would have been fine. So before, for anyone that don't know how Rabble Rouser used to work, one taunt so bronze no, is it bronze? No, if it's silver, isn't it? It goes silver, blue, gold. No, silver, blue, amethyst, gold. Yeah, that's how the badges work. Silver, you would have to do 4 taunts to get a finisher. Blue, you would need to do 3. Amethyst, you would need to do 2. And then gold, you would get 1 finisher straight away. I think, and the way they nerfed it now is if you do 4, it's the way they've worked it, but instead of getting a finisher, you just get bonus to your finisher badge, right? The way I think they should do it is they should put it back to if you use a gold Rabble Rouser, you do get a finisher. But the rest of them, they just give you more to your special bar based on the level of the badge. I think the only one that should give you a finisher is gold. But I think the way you should do it, you only need to do 1 taunt for all of them. But based on the level of the badge is based on how much special you gain. That's what I think they should do, personally. But the reason why I brought this up is because if there was a created wrestler card, right? How would you add badges to it? How would they know what badges to put on it, right? And I think that's the reason they're not in the game yet. Is because they don't know how to do the whole putting a badge on a card. What would you do?
I mean, every creative character has some sort of story through My Rise, right?
Yeah.
So just use the character from My Rise to base your decisions for badges on. Like, it's kind of like actual wrestlers. Their wrestling style determines the badges they get.
Okay. So, but wouldn't that card just be outclassed as the game goes on? As more and more cards come out that just have way better badges? Wouldn't it be better if there's a system where you can put badges on a card, like in NBA? Because that is a system in NBA, for those that don't know, right? You can put badges on cards.
Yep.
And how does that work in that game, to give people an idea? Sorry.
So every tier of card has a certain number of badges they can have put on it. So like, I have a Paolo Banchero card that I really like that I can put 6 badges onto.
Okay.
So like, you'd have to have a bronze badge to fill the slot. And once you put a bronze badge in there, you have 1 less badge that you can add to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to upgrade that bronze badge all the way to Hall of Fame, that doesn't take up the other 5 slots. It's just, I've added 1 Hall of Fame badge.
I assume you can only put 1 of the same badge on each card, right?
Correct.
Okay, so, but you can level up badges. Is that for any card in the game? Can all cards in the game have leveled up badges? Or is it just certain cards can level up badges?
I think Emerald and higher cards. I don't think you can do it for gold cards.
But say, like, can an Emerald get a Hall of Fame badge? Or does it just go up to a certain level?
I've never tried to put a Hall of Fame badge on an Emerald, so I'm not certain.
Because the way they could do it in my faction is if you've got let's say you've got a gold card and it's got one badge, right? In my opinion, there should be, so obviously we've got tiers of badges. So, right, okay, let's say we've got silver, right? I think if you're a gold, you can't have anything more than a silver, right? Then I think sapphire and rubies can't have anything more than a blue badge, right? Then I'd say amethyst and diamonds can't have more than a purple badge. Then pink diamond and galaxy opal, those are the ones where you can have a gold badge, right? The best badges, in my opinion. I think that's how it should work. Because then, like, you'd be able to level up your favourite player's badge, right? Let's say there's a card in the game you really like, but you just want to be able to level up his badges. I think that, can you, like, play as an NBA character and just level up the badges whenever you want? Is that a thing that they can do?
As long as you have a copy of the badge, it is its own card.
Right, okay. So you so you have to get badges as well. Okay. Isn't that called, like, shoes on that, right? Or something like that?
Shoes give you stat boosts and they add takeovers.
Right, okay. Okay, but badges are a separate thing.
Yes.
Right, okay, so that's about evolution, badges. So to go into towards the tail end, towards the end of this whole discussion, let's talk about packs, bro. The biggest thing in this game, the biggest thing. And while we do that, we are actually going to open up a pack just to coincide with what we're talking about. So I'll open up a pack while we talk about this. So Napstat, go into the whole packs of this game versus other games, etc., etc. Hit me with it, bro. What we saying?
I mean, the biggest change is one that you already talked about earlier. The cheap packs, if you whiff on cheap packs, sure. It sucks, but it is what it is. They're the cheap packs for a reason. Deluxe packs should have a card from the promo that it is for.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. AJ Styles. AJ Styles, Galaxy Opal. Not sure, Michael. Sorry, carry on.
The fact that you can completely whiff in a deluxe pack and not get a card from, like, Survivor Series War Games is crazy to me.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Criminal, even. I'd go as far to say criminal.
Yeah. It's like, what are we doing? You can't tell people they have to have X card and then they can go through a 20 box and get maybe 2 cards out of the entire set.
Yeah. So, the easy fix, before lowering prices or anything like that, lowering prices would also be a great way. The easy fix would be just get rid of Superstar Series from packs, right?
Yeah. Get rid of Superstar Series from deluxe packs. I'm fine with it being in the cheap packs still. For the exact same reason I just said.
That's a good way. No, I agree with that. I think that's a good way.
Because you're still going to want to collect Superstar Series cards anyways, right? Like, you're still going to need them for your collector's level.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be a good way of doing it, actually. Okay, so get rid of Superstar Series cards from from deluxe packs. So the deluxe packs is where you're guaranteed a card, right? And for those that don't know, a little bit of MFG lore. Back in 2K24, I made a video because there were some packs that came out, and in the pack description, it stated you were guaranteed a card from this pack, right? Guaranteed. And loads of people...
Good old Heatwave.
Good old Heatwave, that was it, bro. You were guaranteed a Heatwave card from that pack if you bought a deluxe, right? And in fairness, the majority of them did give you one, but there were people that weren't getting some from. So you wasn't guaranteed, it was just a very high chance. And I made a video about how misleading that was. Then they changed it, right? So they changed it twice. So at first, it was guaranteed. they changed it to add that into the actual writing. Then they changed it again to take away the writing. So I made a video calling them out. Then I made a video saying I was wrong because I thought I was, and it turns out the third video I was actually right, and they did lie about the packs, of course. What about the pack prices? Again, 30k MFP. In order for me to earn that, I need to do an hour of grinding to earn enough for a pack. Do you think that's okay? Like, do you think that's like how long of grinding would you have to do to earn a pack in NBA, for example?
So, that's a really bad comparison.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
So, your base packs that you've got, players in NBA can buy with coins. Deluxe packs are VC only.
Right. Okay. I remember you saying this to me. I'm sure. Yeah, you did this on the comparison when you actually showed me NBA. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, that's slightly problematic now.
Yeah, so that's a really bad comparison, unfortunately.
Yeah, my
We
bad.
definitely do not want your guys' pack market to go the way of NBA.
So you think WWE has a better pack, like packs than NBA?
The packs themselves, no. The pack prices, yes.
Oh, really? Okay. So let's say how much would you have to grind for a basic pack then? The worst pack, if you will, because for a basic, I would have to grind maybe just under half an hour, non-stop.
So, usually a game in NBA 2K will run you about 15 minutes. You earn about 1,000 MT a game. It's 18,500 for a base pack, so like 3 hours.
And what are are you guaranteed a promotional card in that basic pack or no?
Not in the base pack.
Right. Okay. So is there an
Same
equivalent?
situation.
Is there equivalent to NBA's? Is there equivalent to Superstar Series in NBA?
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine they're just generic cards, right?
Yeah. This is NBA Series 1, Series 2. Every once in a while we get Series 3.
Okay. I mean, the fact we're getting, apparently next week we're getting Superstar Series 5 in this game is fucking ridiculous. But again, I digress. That's beside the point. Ridiculous. Absolutely fucking bizarre. So the packs, again, personally, there needs to be a guaranteed promotional card, right? But the big question is, would you have it where you can only get them with VC? Again, because you can grind VC on NBA, right?
Yes.
So you don't need to actually use real money to get them, right? So it is similar to this game in that aspect, no?
Yes. That is true. So, to give you some perspective on how that works, my career offers the most VC per game. The way it operates is you renegotiate your player's contract to get higher VC payouts per game.
Okay.
Then you get like endorsement deals and stuff. So like my most recent my player that I did, I'm earning like 1,400 VC a game.
Okay.
So theoretically, in like 3 hours, I can buy a deluxe pack with VC.
3 out, yeah, it's a bit of a rough grind though, right? How many cards did you get in a pack on that game?
It's 5 per pack.
Ooh, yeah, it's a bit rough. 3 hours for one pack, I don't know, that's a bit insane. But are you guaranteed a
Deluxe
promotional card?
packs, yes, that's the difference. Is
Right.
you're guaranteed a promo card in deluxe packs.
I think I would grind 3 hours to guarantee a card though. Like, because I've opened up 5 packs today, and I've only gotten 1 card, the AJ Styles that I just got. So I don't think that's a bad trade-off, really. I don't know. That's one for chat. Would you grind 3 hours to get? Again, guaranteed needs to be a thing for deluxe. Maybe not basic. I think I agree with you. And you can have Superstar Series in deluxe too, right? As long as one of the cards in that pack is a guaranteed promo card. Right, you can still have deluxe. You can still have Superstar Series as a bonus card. That's fine. I don't care. I think Superstar Series as a concept is cool, But when it's taking up the pool of the actual cards that are guaranteed, that's what fucks me off. So I think every slot should have a chance of being a superstar card, a promotional card. So what they should do, the first card in every single pack should be a guaranteed promo card, right? If it's a deluxe, then every single card after that should have a chance to be promo, superstar series, manager, cosmetic. Again, please get rid of side plates out of packs. Get rid of fucking side plates out of packs. I cannot stand side plates in packs. Also, oddities in packs as well. And that brings me over to, we'll call this section, unless there's anything else you want to add about the pack market, Napster. I don't know if there's anything else.
The other thing I would like to add is I'd really like to see them increase the amount of promos they do. Because, like, NBA, we get a promo every Tuesday and Friday. We get 2 unique packs a week.
Okay. Yeah, we only get, like, again, 1 every 2 weeks, occasionally 2 every 2 weeks. Depends. Like, we had one this Friday and one next Friday. Sorry, Karen.
But that's why I kind of say that NBA 2K is the bell cow for 2K, right? Because of the fact that we're sitting here and look at that. You guys get 1 pack every time NBA 2K gets 4.
That is true. I guess the other side of looking at it is, though, the packs are harder to get in NBA, no, than they are in this, by the sounds of it. So I don't know if you said how long it would take to get a basic pack. I know you said 3 hours for a deluxe, right?
I'm just grinding MT, it's about 3 hours. If I grind VC, it's like an hour and a half.
Oh, really? Okay.
If I'm grinding VC, I'd rather just save for the deluxe pack.
Okay, fair enough. So the packs need a lot of work, man. Again, the packs in 2K23 were the best in my opinion. We didn't have Superstar Series forced upon us. They was their own pack. And I'm pretty sure you got a guaranteed card every single time. And I feel like it was fair. Grinding wasn't too difficult in that game either. So I think there needs to be more options for that. Going on to the next section I want to talk about is the token market. We are wrapping up very, very shortly, but the token market, right? We know in this game we get tokens. I spoke about this in the reaction to the interview earlier, that them wanting to make tokens more accessible is basically bullshit, right? It's still the same as last year. There's not much opportunity to get them, and it's far too difficult to get them. And as a caveat, as an additional point, the cards in the token market are fucking awful, bro. They're not even worth to get, to be honest with you. What's your opinion on token market?
Oh, like I told you before we started streaming, the token market's not even a thing in NBA anymore. They got rid of it.
So you think they just get rid of it?
So here's how I fix the token market. Okay. There is a way to make it functional. We had on launch day up to we had up to Sapphire cards in packs on launch day, correct?
Yes, we did, yeah, Sapphires.
Day 1 rubies available in the token market.
Okay.
Look at that. Now those token cards, if you grind your way up to those top ones, they're worthwhile because now they're ahead of the pack curve. You get lower powered rubies, but you get them earlier.
Well, the problem
now rubies come out in packs. You drop amethysts in the token market.
So, okay, your point is basically get ahead of the curve, right? Which, yes, in concept, great concept, I agree. Problem being, how do you get said tokens? Like, will there be enough tokens day 1 to be able to even get to Ruby? Because we know right now, I've only just finished my Ruby token market on this game, by the way, 8 months in, because of how much they cost. 100 tokens each, right? So how do you get tokens in this, this ideal brand new version?
So, we've already discussed challenges need an overhaul. There's your starting point. Because, God, they drop the ball on challenges so bad every year in this game. You already talked about upgrading the amount of stuff we get out of weeklies. We talked about bringing briefcases back into Faction Wars. A completely new ranked system. There's a lot of places you can add in those tokens.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, renew tokens. I think that's a good idea, man. I think that's a really good idea. You know, implement a way to have, like, for example, in 2K24, the best cards on launch was actually from Faction Wars, believe it or not. Because Faction Wars had rubies from the get-go day one in 2K24. But in 2K25, it was nerfed to Sapphire. Which, again, in NBA, on day one, what's the highest tier card that you can get?
Usually on day one, the highest you can get is an amethyst.
See, that's insane compared to a Sapphire.
Those are like there are usually like 4 amethysts in the game.
Okay.
We're talking like LeBron James, we're talking like Giannis Antetokounmpo, we're talking like Luka Doncic. We're talking the best of the best in the NBA.
Because I assume they've got like...
Usually we don't get a Kobe until late game.
Oh,
Rest in peace to the Mamba.
Rest in peace, my guy. I mean, I was gonna say, I imagine they have like legend cards for like people that don't play no more or not, you know, not with us anymore. I imagine they've got a legend system in that game, right? As you've just said, you do get Kobe Bryant.
Usually they're hidden gems, or they end up being in a promo.
Okay.
So hidden gems is our Legends promo essentially.
Right, with you. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so again, token market just needs a huge overhaul. We spoke about all of that. And again, I know we've touched on, I think this will be one of the last points. I know we've touched on the auction house card market. If they keep the current card market the way it is, okay, let's say they keep the card market. How would you make it so it's better next year? Because right now, the good thing about it is cards do go down in price when there's an update, when new tiers get added, right, which is a good thing. But the caveat to that is when you get a card in a pack, the MFP value goes down for that card when you get a duplicate when they go down in the card market. So would you change anything about the card market? Would you make the cards in the packs accessible in the card market straight away, or what would you do?
So you guys usually get packs on Tuesdays, right?
No, Fridays.
Fridays?
Yeah.
If you're gonna maintain the current card market, the Friday after a pack comes out, or the Friday after a pack comes out, they need to be in the market. Like, just to make those live events feasible, right?
So the way it happens at the moment is we get the pack on a Friday, and then we don't normally get them added into the card market until a brand new pack comes out, basically.
Yeah. There's a 2-week delay.
Now,
I feel like you have to
yeah, go on.
get those cards into the card market earlier to allow players to be able to grind to get to the live events.
Well, the question is, what I'm interested in, obviously, Superstar Series 1 has just came out, right, this Friday. But we are... Sorry, not Superstar, Survivor Series 1, right? That's just came out this Friday. But we're also getting Survivor Series Volume 2 next Friday. So I don't know if that means the current Survivor Series going to the card market, which might make that grind for Shawn Michaels a little bit better. I'm not too sure. Jordan, do they get added? When will Survivor Series Volume 1 get added? Would it be next week when the new pack's out? It's 3 weeks after the packs are released. Okay, so it doesn't matter if there's a new pack next week. So yeah, it's 3 weeks now after a pack's released when they go to the card market.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why I said the auction house has to be a thing. But...
Okay. Do you see? Someone mentioned in this. I just want your opinion on this quickly. Someone mentioned in chat earlier. I think it might have been Jordan, that the player base is too small. Like, there's millions of people playing NBA. I assume that's cross-play as well, right? But
yes.
There's not that many people, even with all 3 consoles combined. There's not, like, for example, me, MyFACTION Reaction, Jamie, probably even Max Arena, all of us share some of the same viewers because it's quite a small community, to be fair, across the board.
Yeah.
So would an auction house even work with a player base this small?
I think WWE is in a weird position where it kind of needs a little bit of both. It needs the card market and the auction house.
Okay.
Because, like, in FC, you have a price range for a card, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, that's just the thing. As a minute a max price. All of a sudden, the max price is just whatever the card market value of the card is. So if you're getting it on the auction house, you're automatically going to get it cheaper than you get it in the card market.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Because essentially, if you were to put it higher than the card market, no one's going to buy it, right? Because they could just get it from the card market.
Exactly.
So it would they would have to put it cheaper than the card market price.
Yeah.
So let's say like someone did a pack opening and there's a Shawn, like this Shawn Michaels, for example. What would you expect, right? Obviously, Shawn Michaels, if it was in the card market, but then in order to do that, they would have to make that work. They would have to also put the cards in the card market day one, no?
I mean, so they have values they assign to particular rarities, right?
Uh-huh.
So, like, I don't know if there are any infinites in the card market right now.
Okay.
It is the infinite that you're searching for in packs, right? Or is it a Galaxy Opal?
It's a Galaxy Opal, but you use that Galaxy Opal to get the infinite.
That's what it is. So the Galaxy Opals that are in the card market currently have a value assigned to them, right? They're all the same value.
Yeah, they're the highest value at the moment with 120k MFP.
There you go, 120k MFP. There's your max value on the market.
Do you think 2K lose money though from packs if an auction house comes out?
I mean, don't they lose money if players just wait for the card market anyways? It's not losing them any more money.
Yeah, that's a point no one said yet actually. There is a card market. If an auction house is going to make them lose money, it's not going to make them lose any more money than the card market's already doing, right?
The only risk for a auction house versus a card market is for third-party coin companies. That's the only risk they have. Which is, in fairness, a large risk.
We will open up one more pack, by the way, folks, while we were about to finish up. Yeah, I suppose coin markets would be a bit of a rough thing. There's probably quite a lot of people that would use them as well, to be fair. Which is problematic. Oh, look at that. Any guesses on the final card? Oh, look, Superstar Series 4.
Those are up to 4?
Yeah, bro. No, Superstar Series 5 is coming out next week.
What the?
I know. But again, this is
Also,
proof.
one other card type I'd like to talk about that I think is interesting. I don't know who's going to be in the Superstar Series. Like,
Hey, I got
the
some
release
funds.
Superstars. I think end of an era Superstar cards would be really cool. They're like tribute cards to add into the game for Superstars that are getting released.
Yeah, like what? As in released, as in from the company.
Yeah.
See, the only reason why I feel like they wouldn't do that is because it kind of, I think WWE have kind of released them, hoping people forget about them, rather than, I think they'd have a problem if 2K did that. To be honest, they'd be like, "Yo, we released them for a reason, bro. Why are you trying to hype them up for?" I feel like they would have a problem with that personally.
Maybe, because like there are some superstars that we've seen, especially with releases being as common as they are right now.
Yeah. Here's a question before we wrap up. Jordan just said FC take a small tax of coins from the transfer market sales, but where did them coins go? Where did them coins go? Into the dark void, I imagine, right?
Just into the Aether. 5% of the coins from the transfer market go into the Aether.
So essentially, it's just that you're not going to get as much as you thought you would, basically.
Yeah.
I suppose they could do that, right? You just lose a percentage of MFP if you put it on the market. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. But before we wrap up, we will go into overall thoughts on what we want. First of all, someone did ask earlier, I don't know if I asked, apologies if you're not still watching, but someone did ask who you think the cover star of 2K26 is going to be.
I think my answer is probably going to be different than yours.
Probably. You know me very well, so I doubt. If you're going to say that, I imagine it is.
Because I'm assuming you're going to say Punkers.
I am going to say Punky Punk, yeah.
I'm going to go a different approach. I'm going to say AJ Styles.
AJ, okay.
So we already know that AJ is talking about hanging up his boots as well.
Okay.
and I do think 2026 will be his last year of competition.
Right, okay.
It'll be kind of similar to this year. Also, just a small prediction, I think next year we're going to see licensing for some TNA talent as well.
I
So
mean,
we'll actually get a proper AJ Styles showcase next year with TNA included.
see, I don't think that's a bad shout, but 2K like to go with the current trend of WWE. And let's face it, while I love AJ's great, bro. AJ is great, but WWE aren't really doing anything with him, right? Like, I feel like an AJ Styles cover would make more sense on 2K27. Because even though he would have retired by then, like, for example, if John Cena wasn't 2K23, I imagine Cena would have been a perfect candidate for next year's game, right? He's just finished he's just finished the farewell tour. I don't think it's going to be AJ Styles until he does retire, and then they'll do either like a deluxe edition with AJ as the cover. I can see AJ definitely being in one more, but I just don't think it's next year's because the current landscape of WWE, AJ is not really doing anything. I'm pretty sure he's lost most of his recent matches.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not against it, bro. But by all means, I'm not against it. I don't think it's gonna. Again, I'm going for CM Punk. I think he's the current champion. He's been a fan favorite for years. Last time he had a game, and that's another thing as well. Last time Punk had a game cover was okay. We know why he was gone for 10 years, but the last time he had a cover was 2K, WWE 13. Whereas AJ had 2K 19, I think, or 2K17. No, it was 2K19. I'm pretty sure. So AJ actually had a cover like 6 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. But I think TNA and Jordan's got a fair point. AAA could come into the game. They're now a part of WWE.
Yep.
Right, and that could make sense for a region as well in World Tour, Mexico, and have loads of AAA stars on there. That would be a really cool thing.
Yeah, I mentioned Mexico earlier, thinking about that. Also, another shout could be if he stays AAA champion Dom Mysterio for next year.
What, the front cover star?
If he maintains 2 belts, I think it's possible.
That's insane. See, I think when they did the look, they did the special version last year, the Legends of WrestleMania edition, and they just had all of the old Hall of Famers from WrestleMania on the cover. They could do that, but a Lucha Libre edition where it's tons of Lucha Libre wrestlers on the cover instead. And that way you could have Ray, you could have Dom, Eddie, like loads of different superstars, right? Loads of AAA talent. Fucking Mr. Iguana? Is that one?
Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana,
Mr.
right?
Iguana, El Hijo del Vikingo.
Vikingo, Penta, Dragon Lee. What's Penta's brother?
Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix, yeah, that's the one. Ray Phoenix as well. I mean, for a laugh, even El Grande Americano, right? I think AAA makes. I'd say AAA makes much more sense as a deluxe edition though, like a WrestleMania, because they always have one person for the main cover, right? Normally. And to finish it up, what do you want? I know we've spoke a lot about it on this episode of My Faction, but overall, what would you want to see in My Faction 2K26? Because we can't expect all of this to come, but if you could pick some things that are a focus. Things that, because let's face it, 2K take baby steps, especially with progressing. I'm assuming it's the same with NBA as well every year. Most sports games have.
Really?
That. Oh, really?
We've seen some massive overhauls in NBA in a couple versions past.
Oh, okay. So what would you have? What would you change?
I think greater customization of your cards, be it with the badges, be it more evolutions. I think being able to express yourself more with cards is a good starting point. And then I think actually getting World Tour online properly.
Yeah, getting World Tour. So World Tour, more customization for the badges. One more thing I want to throw up before we do finish, man, is, listen, this year they have used AI for a fuck ton of artwork in this game. We've seen it with CM Punk when CM Punk came out, or a special version of CM Punk. They accidentally fucked up the shirt with AI, and it messed up the logo, so they had to fix it in a patch. The "You Can't See Me" was fucked up in one of the cards. Witty put a card on earlier in the in what's it called on Twitter. He put up a card where AI have spelled infinite wrong, and there's 3 eyes instead, and you can easily see it's AI a mile off. That's going to piss off a lot of people, because it's like, oh, you can use AI for the cards, but so where's the manpower then? It's not on World Tour, you know? So again, that's a thing that's weird, needs fixing. Like, why the fuck are you using AI for all your card designs, bro? What the fuck is that about? And just echo what Napster says. Card customization, right? World Tour, and maybe an auction house, or just overhauls in many areas, man. But like I said, don't expect one of these very often, folks. We'll probably do one towards the tail end of the game. And I mean, literally right before 2K26 comes out. I think that's probably fair, isn't it, Nap? With
Yep.
Because then we'll have more information on 2K26, and yeah. So again, Napster, I hope you've enjoyed being on the first episode of the MyFACTION Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, bro. I hope you've enjoyed your time. And folks, I've been MFG. I've been with Napster. And again, thank you for coming to watch this episode. I hope you enjoy this podcast. It's very different to a normal stream. It's more interactive, I feel like. You know, we share a lot of opinions. There is a lot of talking. And for 2 hours, it can definitely be a thing. But I am going to end this one here. And I've got to discuss with Napster about this next one we're potentially doing, because we might be live again soon. I think that's still happening right now. I don't know. But
Yep.
But thank you for watching, folks. This has been the MyFACTION Podcast, Episode 1, with MFG, my faction guy, and NapstaPotato. If you want to find out where to watch NapstaPotato when he goes live on Twitch. Napster, before we do end up, please tell people about yourself. What do you like playing? Where can people find you, bro?
Unfortunately, you won't see me playing sports games on mine. I do a lot of RPG content, a lot of Pokemon content, a lot of Fire Emblem content, a lot of Nintendo games, essentially, and a few other games over on twitch.tv/NapstaPotato. Feel free to hang out if you just like chilling with some cozy vibes. That's kind of what I go for. But I do love throwing myself into the sports arena every once in a while, because I am a sports nut.
Big sports nut again. Napster's in most of our... I think you're in the MFG community as well, aren't you? The Discord?
The MFG one, the GTA one, the Trainer Lounge.
Napster's in a lot of our communities, man. Listen, Napster is a huge part of our community. It always has been since we ever met him. And we love NapstaPotato, one of my closest friends. You can hear Napster again very soon on our next podcast. We are doing another podcast today, separate from WWE. We are doing a Pokemon podcast called The Trainer Lounge. So that's going to be fun. Joining us, we should have Pyro and Twisty on there. I think I'm also going to have face cam for the first time in ages. So if you really want to see my face, go for that one. Well, folks, this has been the MFP with MFG and NapstaPotato. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your night, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Peace out and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Pulses racing in the neon light, metal veins crawling through the night. MFG, he's got fists of steel. In the ring, he's the real deal. Flash of sparks when he takes the floor. Metal face shining, always wanting more. He's the machine, the cyber king. Hear the crowd